What is going on, world? Welcome back once again. My name is ZacNovak and this is ZacNovak Plays Games. In today's video, got a new mic. Actually, a kind of big upgrade from the last mic I had. I actually dropped it and fell into a glass of coffee, which really freaking sucks. So, that's dead. New microphone's live. We've got information about the next DLC, which is The Forsaken. This video is a day late, or day and a bit late. Hopefully you guys do enjoy. Roll the intros and let's get straight into it.
We have this opportunity that we wouldn't have had years ago to ship a game and then really collaborate with people outside the studio to figure out, like, what is the best version of that?
Honestly, yeah, like we're building something the community has been asking for, and it's accumulation of everything that we believe the game needs to be.
The upside to that is we're not holding anything back.
All the feedback we've heard for the last year is, this is it, it's in Forsaken.
We want this release to have a different tone and a different vibe.
We sort of just embrace that Western revenge vibe.
You're going to a darker place. You're going to take on a different role as a Guardian.
A barren landscape with like the asteroid vibe with like tumbleweeds. And I mean, that just sounded cool.
Grit, man. I want to bring the dirt back.
And what better way to start a story than to start it with a prison break?
Right.
Cade's been filling this prison with bad guys that are really bad. And so when it breaks, things can happen to all the world.
First place you're going to go to is the Tangled Shore, which is a new part of the reef that you've never seen before.
That's right, my friend.
It's a collection of lashed together asteroids
Yes.
and rocks out
And
in the asteroid
It's
belt.
very otherworldly, and it's full of
Pirates and assassins and
bad guys.
It's become a lawless place. It truly is a frontier. It's completely taken over.
The most malevolent force there is the Scorn. They're very aggressive. They're always going to charge and push you.
The Barons are the top dogs in the Scorn, and each one has gone back and committed nefarious crimes.
I think of it as the reverse Magnificent Seven, like the worst of the worst criminals. You are hunting down these different Barons. In fact, they're called Baron hunts. So one Baron is a sniper, and you have a sniper versus sniper battle with him. Another Baron is this big, giant, hulking melee character.
One of the things we're most excited about is the new weapon system.
Hey, if you like Destiny 2, great, play that way. But if you like Destiny 1, great, play that way. But if you're crazy, why not 3 shotguns, right? Just for the fun of it.
We need to have as many ways as possible, and then we need to have people fighting about it. Like, no, man, you f***ed up, you're taking the wrong weapons, or can I say
So randomables are coming back. Every single weapon is going to feel different when it drops. And we're improving the mod system, so you can customize your weapon the way you want it.
We've got a whole new masterwork style system coming together where you actually are able to kind of move your levels up over time. And so there's investment back on the weapons again. New supers, yeah, crazy new supers.
what's your favorite?
Fire knives are awesome, which is a different take on Golden Gun.
We took a lot of inspiration from Rise of Iron, cast that thing. You got a huge hammer now, and you slam that thing down, and it sends out this fire in front of you that then creates a fire tornado. We gotta take it to the next level, you know?
The idea that anyone who plays, however they play, they're going to have some new way to engage.
Yeah.
I'm in love with the new Void Warlock. Teleportation that's super anime, just like
We've been having great games with the Arc Warlock.
Basically cast this thing, he pulls back. Yeah, and it's gonna break the game, and I think that's amazing, yeah. You know?
We also wanted a new weapon type that felt meaningful, so we came up with a bow and arrow, which seems kind of crazy, but when you use it, you feel like godlike.
It is utilitarian, it's fantastical, it's also sci-fi.
So we have a short range bow, we have a medium range bow, we have a long range bow. We built this guy, which is supposed to be super techy.
You're like, why would you ever choose a bow in a game that has an automatic, machine gun? But boy, it's deadly.
I mean, that's a nice machine gun you got there, buddy, but right, and then it's done.
The biggest thing for me going into production on this game was like a new way to play, a new thing to do that like is new to Destiny.
Let's see what we've got.
We want to be able to give players what they want, but also surprise them.
Gambit is a brand new mode.
Destiny begs to marry PvE and PvP together.
It's like adding bacon to peanut butter and jelly.
You start off being able to see the other team that you're going to compete against, so you can taunt each other, you can emote.
Each team is in their own separate arena, and they're being assaulted by combatants.
They're dropping motes for you to collect, you bank them.
When you put them in your bank, you're going to send a blocker over to the other side that locks their bank down. They can't put motes into it until they take out that blocker. Filling up your bank with the motes is how you summon your primeval. You burn it down, that's it, round's over. The interesting part is that we allow one person from your team to go over to the other side and physically invade. I mean, I've seen people that just hate PvP. Like, the first time they invade and they get multiple kills, they'll come back and they'll be like, suck it! It's awesome.
We leave the raid team alone. I mean, if you can't tell, like, we just kind of let them do their own thing. But
we have Joe over there.
For this next raid, we wanted to get back to the epic adventure where you're going out to slay a big monster again. This raid has more bosses than any raid we've ever had before, and we're really excited to get players in there.
The raid is actually about more than just the raid. It's about the Dreaming City, the place that the raid exists. And it's an in-game destination that we've never done before.
It's the awoken homeland.
I could talk about the Dreaming City for hours. It's like if the Vault of Glass and Dreadnought had a baby.
If they were like twins.
Or yeah, that's actually more accurate.
Yeah, they're like twins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You had twins, and then you took those twins and you put them on the doorstep of Peter Jackson, raised them as his own, and then that's the Dreaming City.
It is magical and weird and mysterious.
It's designed to be a destination that has puzzles that you need to solve.
A lot of hidden corners, lots of passageways that might not seem to exist the first time.
And the raiders, they affect this destination. They change it for everyone.
It's like this cyclical endgame place where there's just secrets and different activities that unveil over time.
So the Dreaming City that you see at launch is not going to be the same Dreaming City 2-3 weeks later.
So with every design decision we've made for the Forsaken, like the first thing we ask is, how will the community react to this?
Players want their investment in Destiny to matter, and they want to be able to see that reflected in the content.
We knew we wanted to do something for the collectors in our game, so we built a feature called the Collections. It's a way for you to track all the items that you can go out and acquire.
There's so much gear in our game. There are 2,000 items you can get. Go get them.
You can look at sets and you can say, I haven't filled out this set. What do I have to do to go get it?
If I want to find like how many guns in the world, I can actually go look now.
We also had a triumphs thing, which is just acknowledging your achievement.
It like ties into records, it ties into lore.
It's a thing that can help you drive like, hey, I want to do that. And if I do those things, I can get a title. Like I can have a title floating over my name that says that I'm a god or whatever. Not me, but like you.
We wanted Forsaken to feel like a game that never ends, so we're going to reinforce the hobby and make the experience something that can be played night over night.
We're changing the weapon slots. We're changing how the pursuits work. We're adding new features like the collections and the triumphs. We built Gambit.
We've got a whole bunch of new weapons to chase, exotics that are really powerful.
We have Lisa focusing on some sweet new exotic armor. Maybe we gone overboard, like dialed it too high.
Lore to go out there and collect in the world, exotic armor pieces to go out there and hunt.
We're working on armor perks, random rolls, new mod system, new subclass paths.
We're making Forsaken for people who love Destiny.
Making a game that we can all love. That is the goal. That's what we're going to constantly be pushing towards, always.
Everything we're building is through that lens.
Holy Bungie. I need a second. This is fucking next level. This shit is what Bungie can... there isn't words to put in to describe how excited I am for this. Honestly, this in itself, just the vidoc was... it was perfect. The live stream, the reveal, everything, seeing it... God, I'm really hyped for this. Hopefully you guys are as hyped for this. Most likely you are freaking hyped for this. It's new DLC for Destiny 2. It's more than DLC, it's a new game in itself. So, let us run down what they actually have at this week at Bungie. So, again, if you guys want to just recall, this is what was actually, you know, seen. Too long didn't watch Forsaken tells all this blah blah blah. Read it up, because it's a bunch of information that is pretty freaking cool. Let's start it off with the top one. Forsaken tells a new story with a darker tone in a lawless frontier. Kind of like Cowboys, a little bit like Red Dead Redemption. I think they kind of took a little bit of ideas and inspiration from other games like that. I honestly say it's pretty cool. The Tangled Shore is a new destination made of a web of asteroids and mysteries. This in itself, I think, is going to be one of the places, if not the best places, to actually find secrets and lore. Honestly, Bungie, I'm thinking, is kind of hinting towards this just with the way they said it. But yeah, it's really freaking cool. The Dreaming City is the first endgame destination, home to the biggest challenges. Keep in mind, as they do state, it is the first endgame destination. There is going to be more endgame destinations available. So, the Scorn are a new enemy led by a group of 8 barons we will hunt down. And in the Baron Assault, Baron Hunt. That in itself is really just, that's crazy. This is a next level kind of, you know, everyone wants to complete things. If you are a completionist like myself, you want to do this stuff. Continuing on, they state, new weapon system gives you more control of however you actually configure your weapon fighting style. That in itself, they should just scratch that out and say, you can have 3 freaking shotguns. You can have 3 SMGs, you can have 3 hand cannons, you can play Destiny 1 style, Destiny 2 style, or Destiny 2.5 style. This in itself is freaking cool, people. They're adding random rolls and improving the mod system for better weapon customization. So again, like Destiny 1, we're gonna have actual, you know, random rolls, which is freaking cool. Hopefully that also means strike loot, because that would be something nice. They go on to actually state they have masterwork style systems that allows you to level up weapons over time. Not really going into details about that very much, other than kind of the whole thing of your weapons in themselves aren't just kind of dedicated to your level. They can actually level yourself up and make you even stronger, and, you know, as weapons do in Destiny 2, if they actually are a higher power or higher light level, you're going to be a bit stronger. With this stuff, wow, gonna be amazing. They state the Guardians discover new ways to fight with new supers. It does seem like we have 9 supers all up at the moment. That's yeah, still question mark. They do state the bow joins your arsenal as a new weapon type. So there's going to be a many amount of bows that a lot of people are going to go for. I myself probably won't be too good with them, because I'm not really too good with even the golden gun or actually anything that's too precise with Destiny, but I'm gonna have fun. Gambit is a new activity that combines PvE and PvP in a cooperative experience, well, competitive cooperative experience. In itself, I do have to state, this might be pretty cool. It's gonna kind of be a little bit, I feel like, mayhem, where everything is just a bit crazy, but we're gonna have a hell of a lot of fun with stuff like this. It's like Prison of Elders, the next level. Prison of Guardians is what I kind of called it a few days ago before the stuff was even announced. Cool, freaking hype. There's also the brand new raid located in the Dreaming City. Most likely there is going to be another raid, potentially, because Bungie just kind of actually seems like they're turning everything up, as they did state. If they do, maybe there's going to be 2 or 3 raids actually available in the game. We'll have to see about that. There is also the new collections feature that lets you track all the items you can acquire, and in the new Triumph feature that lets you track your achievements and lore. Bungie, thank you. We've been asking for this for years. You did actually have record books and stuff like that in Destiny 1, then you just kind of just threw them out the door for Destiny 2. You went back out there in the rain and picked them up and actually take them back inside, put them in front of the heat to let them dry a little bit, and then you're splashing it back in the game. Awesome. I'm really hype about that. They continue on, and you'll learn a lot more about this new story that Bungie is telling at E3. Gambit will be playable at both E3 and Guardian Con. I wish I lived in America. I'm in Australia and I don't even have a passport, so tear, sad face. They also state they updated the roadmap this week to give us details on what all players in Destiny can enjoy this September. There is also new additions to the summer update, including a 6v6 quick play and a permanent Rumble playlist. Yes! Prestige raid layers are also coming in 1.2.3 and do require ownership of the expansion that they were delivered in. And the roadmap in itself is, well, here, which is pretty freaking cool. And Bungie, there is so many things on this list that I'm just like, I'm crazy hyped about. This is cool. I'm really hyped. 2.0.0 being the Forsaken DLC. September, it needs to get here quicker. Speaking of the DLC, we have the annual pass. Another topic on the stream was the new annual pass that Bungie teased. As the evolution of the expansion pass that delivered content like Curse of Osiris and Warmind, the annual pass is a new plan for how you'll give hardcore players more ways to fight their enemies, collect new loot, customize their characters. Here is the game director Christopher Barrett to tell you more about their goals. He states, Destiny 2 Year 2 begins with Forsaken, and throughout that year we're going to be focusing our teams on delivering content that gives players reasons to come back to Destiny. This means new activities, endgame challenges, progression systems, and awesome rewards. With the annual pass, Bungie wants to deliver content more frequently throughout the entire year of Year 2, with Year 3 and following releases in winter, spring, and summer. So that's pretty cool. Now, what is actually in the annual pass? Well, in addition to everything new in the Forsaken, the annual pass, Bungie is continuing to fully support seasons and deliver updates to all players of Destiny 2. During each season, all players can expect new rewards to earn new crucible maps and modes, improvements to the gameplay features and reoccurring activities, as well as special events and more. And this is what you can expect. With the Forsaken, you get the new story, new Tangled destination, the new endgame destination Dreaming City, new levels and powers, new subclass paths and abilities and supers, new PvE and PvP modes continuing with Gambit, the new raid, there is new rewards, new legendary gear, new exotic gear, new triumphs to collect, new lore to discover, and a bunch more. That's the big major expansion. With the seasons in themselves though, for free with all Destiny 2. This is for everyone that actually has Destiny 2, the base game. Even if you don't have any of the actual, downloadable content at the moment, you can still actually look forward to these. You got seasonal rewards, you got special and seasonal events, quality of life updates, which are just improvements to the game, new crucible maps and modes, which that is pretty freaking cool. And I got to state, hopefully if you guys are kind of tempted, do actually take that step and buy this actual Forsaken DLC. It's pretty cool. With the annual pass, if you guys want to purchase it, you'll get 3 premium content releases. You got Black Armory Winter in 2018, Joker's Wild Spring in 2019, you've got the Penumbra in summer of 2019, you've also got more pinnacle activities, more weapons and armor, new and reoccurring and returning exotics, more endgame activities and challenges, more raid layers, unique vanity rewards, more triumphs to collect, and more lore to discover. So that's a lot of stuff. I'm hyped. Hopefully you guys are too. Continuing on though. Now Bungie's talking about the lab report for, well, the Crucible Labs. Now last week Bungie rolled out Crucible Labs to give Guardians a first glimpse of the Crucible content still under development. This is the first experiment in the lab, but definitely won't be Bungie's last. Senior Crucible designer Andrew Weldon is here to actually debrief you on some of the concerns and their conclusions for the labs. His words are as followed. Hello everyone. Thank you to everyone who participated in our debut Crucible Labs playlist last week. I did, it was a lot of fun. Unfortunately and understandably, many of the actual Guardians curious about the decision-making process behind the actual development of Showdown and why they were deploying it with labs. A lot of people did want to actually know what was going on, so he does state, I wanted to take some time to talk briefly about 3 decisions, what they mean for the first reveal of labs, and how the first labs run will actually help shape the future for the Crucible. Now, every mode Bungie has actually, run out and let players play in Destiny has been the product of design, iteration, playtesting, more iteration, and more playtesting. They polish it, and final bug fixing, they push it out. This in itself takes a lot of time and effort across multiple departments within the same studio. As with players, you don't get to see it until it's finished and in the game or featured in the press update or public beta. In other words, it's fun to playtest things that actually can be broke, but when you do playtest things that are broke, you can see how you can fix them. So that's cool. Labs gives Bungie the opportunity to actually open up some of this development process with the community and us Guardians, so we can actually see what, there is for us earlier in the game and long term in the game. Now, rolling out a feature like Labs is not without risk. As they do state, Bungie was actually showing us unfinished work that is below the shipping bar, and they did actually expect there would be issues that needed to be addressing and fixed. As I stated, playtesting to see if there's problems. It's fun, it can be annoying, but it's still fun. It was important for Bungie's first Labs rollout to be measured and cautious. Their primary focus for this first round was to make sure that Labs itself worked, and Showdown for a great simple test was actually the case. They had already actually run out with the familiarity of shipping through Crimson Days and Doubles. Now that they have actually successfully launched Labs, Bungie will be able to consider more options and opportunities over time, ranging from new competitive experiences to more silly just for fun activities. These are as followed. In general, what did they actually expect from any mode that deploys in Labs? Well, it has no concrete lifetime or lifespan or schedule line. It in itself must not interfere with the must-ship features and updates, i.e. being the summer updates and the Forsaken actual DLC. Labs modes are also in addition to features, new things that have already been scheduled and to be received. So in other words, there are things in the works that we can actually see in the future, but we can't actually see them as of yet. In itself, it also has to be iterated on, and in a semi-public setting, it can also succeed and be polished for a full release in the playlist or rotated in the future, but it also can fail and never be seen again. Now, the broad feedback to Showdown in this setting has actually shown us that there is a lot of room for improvement. Bungie has actually seen it, the Guardians have seen it, we've all actually noticed it. And as they state, that's okay. Some of our actual favorite modes in Destiny may have actually had terrible playtests when they were originally left, wondering if we actually could even save them. Potentially Bungie really liked some of the actual things they were going to push, but they didn't really get traction, and people didn't really kind of catch on. Now, this is a normal part of development process with pretty much any kind of company, but inviting us and actual Guardians to join in and kind of, give some feedback is pretty cool. It's welcoming, and the criticism in itself that we kind of give to Bungie is what's going to change their decisions for the future and for the game. So pretty much just keep talking and make sure you kind of, don't talk shit. You want something in Destiny to change? Well, go to the forum, check it out, leave some feedback. It's not really too hard. Moving on though. Finally, we have the doctor's report. Now, Destiny player support keeps the trains running on time. They don't actually have a lot of trains, but they do kind of, have some trains to still keep us updated and on the actual game impacting issues that could be available or some things that could be changing in the future. Now, this is their report for this week. Nightfall unique rewards. Yeah, not so unique. This week, Destiny's hotfix 1.2.1.1 was released. Issues preventing Nightfall unique rewards from dropping have actually been resolved. However, Bungie is currently planning to reschedule the Tree of Probability strike to be featured as the Nightfall for the week of June 19th, 2018. Keep in mind that is going to be pretty cool because we haven't actually had that as Nightfall for quite some time. But moving on from the actual Nightfalls, we're going with faction rallies. With the release of update 1.2.0, faction rallies now features the renown system. After pledging to a faction, players may earn renown by completing public events or patrols, or by defeating high value targets on destinations. If you actually have a set of armor that is from an actual faction and it is a full set, chuck that on. You can actually do a full public event, do it on heroic, you get the 4 things, then you actually go into a patrol, you get the 5th bit of renown, go to an actual, thingy, lost sector, go through it, take your time, you'll get some good points. I honestly have to say, get about 300 and something, I think, in about an hour. Anyway, They state, players may actually earn additional renown if they are wearing a full armor set, as I did state with the faction I pledged to, but there is ways in which players can lose the whole stack of renown. You can actually lose it all in one go, I've noticed anyway. Being defeated by enemies is really, you know, the one's going to kind of put you down one. Fast traveling is going to definitely remove it. Going to orbit, definitely going to remove it. And logging out of the game, definitely going to remove it. Keep in mind, renown isn't going to just, you know, stay on your character, it just floats away. It is cool though. I mean, it gives you this freaking aura that just looks awesome, especially when you're dead orbit, because dead orbit's the best. And make sure you actually are pledged to dead orbit, because dead orbit is amazing. If you don't pledge dead orbit, it's gonna actually get angry. You don't like him when he's angry, trust me. He's anyway, I'm a bit cuckoo. Haven't taken my medication today. Scratch that bit out. But finally, finishing off, they do state the following issues have been identified and are currently under investigation. Some faction rally ornaments cannot progress when completing lost sectors on Mercury. Ornaments requiring players to actually defeat Hive with melee abilities sometimes don't actually progress. This most commonly occurs on the Arc Strider subclass Way of the Wind. Keep that in mind. Maybe just go Golden Gun or, you know, Tether, just because it's fun. And finally, finishing things off, we do have the end rant. So they state, it's been a fun week. We love getting to finally reveal the exciting things we've been working on, and we are not done yet. E3 is next week, and we'll have our away team ready to go and give you some of the details about the Forsaken. After that, there is all summer to fill in with a bunch of blanks, and you know, there's going to be a lot of questions, a lot of answers, and a lot of information we do discover between now and then. Get ready for the support of faction rallies for your choice. Make sure you pledge to Dead Orbit, because it's Dead Orbit, and that's pretty much it. So that has pretty much been the video. I've ranted for quite some time. I don't have a watch, so I can't tell you how long it's actually been, and I can't actually see my screen from this distance. So this has been ZacNovak. Hopefully this video has been informative. If it has, click that like button down below. Leave a comment. Let me know, are you guys excited and hyped for Forsaken? Is this microphone better than my other microphone? Let me know. This has been ZacNovak once again. Do all that good stuff down below, and I'll be Sharon like Karen if he was Ed Sheeran. But until next time, this is ZacNovak, signing off. Peace out.